Good day, ma'am. I am Summer Joyce Cumah-ling from Base Cumah-ling, and I am the responsible for reporting the Economic and Social Council. The Economic and Social Council is the heart of the United Nations system to advise the three dimensions of sustainable development: economic, social, and environmental. It is the central platform for fostering debate and innovative thinking, forging consensus and ways forward, and coordinating efforts to achieve internationally agreed goals. And it is also responsible for the follow-up to major UN conferences and summits. The Charter established ECOSOC on 1945 as one of the six main organs on the United Nations. Characteristics: the under UN character, ECOSOC is responsible for promoting higher standards of living, full employment, and economic and social progress, identifying solutions to international cultural and educational cooperation, and encouraging universal respect. Members of the Economic and Social Council. January 1 to December 31, 2024. Code at Mauritius, Afghanistan. January 1, 2021 to December 31, 2023. The Liberia, Libya, Madagascar, Nigeria, and Zimbabwe. January 1, 2020 to December 31, 2022 is at Benin, Botswana, Congo, Gabon, and Bangladesh. January 1, 2019 to December 31, 2021, Angola, Egypt, Ethiopia, Kenya, Mali, and subsidiary bodies of ECOSOC is: first is the ECOSOC Functional Commissions, is the Statistical Commissions, Commission on Population and Development, Commission on Narcotic Drugs, Commission on the Status of Women, Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice, Commission on Science and Technology for Development, and lastly, the United Nations Forum on the Forest. ECOSOC Regional Commission, the Economic Commission for Africa, or ECA, the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, or ESCAP, the Economic Commission for Europe, or ECE, and the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, or ECLAC, and lastly, the Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, or ESCWNA. The ECOSOC Standing Committees. First is the Committee for Program and Coordination. Second is the Committee on Non-Governmental Organizations. Third is the Committee on Negotiations with Intergovernmental Agencies. The expert body is composed of members serving in their personality. First is the Committee of Experts on the Transport of Dangerous Goods, on the globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals, and second is the Governmental Working Group of Experts on International Standards of Accounting and Reporting. Third is the United Nations Group of Experts on Geographical Names. The fourth and the last is the UN Committee of Experts on Global Geospatial Information Management, or GGIM. Expert bodies composed of members serving in their personal capacity is: first is the Committee of Development Policy, second is the Committee of Experts on Public Administration, third is the Committee of Experts on International Cooperation in Tax Matters, third is the Committee on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, and fourth is the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. The other related bodies. First is the Committee for the United Nations Population Award. Second is the Executive Board of the International Research and Training Institute for the Advancement of Women. Third is the International Narcotics Control Board. Fourth is the Program Coordinating Board of the Joint United Nations Program in HIV or AIDS. And lastly is the United Nations System Standing Committee on Nutrition, or UNSCN. That's all. Thank you.
Hi ma'am, I am Ariel Comendador Rimaya, BS Cream 1D. I am the one who report about Trusteeship Council. What is Trusteeship Council? The Trusteeship Council was designed to supervise the government of trust territories and to lead them to self-government of or independence. The trusteeship system, like a mandate system under the League of Nations, was established on the premise that colonial territories taken from countries defeated in war should not be annexed by the victorious powers but should be administered by a trust country under international supervision. Until the future status was determined, unlike the mandate system, the trusteeship system invited petition from trust territories under independence and required periodic international mission to territories. In 1945, only 12 League of Nations mandate remained. Nauru, New Guinea, Rwanda, Urundi, Togoland, and Cameroon. French administered Togoland and Cameroon, British administered. The Pacific Island, Carolines, Marshalls, and Marianas, Western Samoa, Southwestern Africa, Tanganyika, and Palestine. All these mandates became trust territories except Southwest Africa. Now which South Africa refused to enter into the trusteeship system. The trusteeship council, which met once each year, consisted of states administering trust territories. Permanent members of the Security Council that did not administer trust territories, and other UN members elected by the General Assembly. Each member had one vote, and decisions were taken by a simple majority of those present. With the independence of Palau, the last remaining trust territory in 1994, the Council terminated its operation. No longer required to meet annually, the Council may meet on the decisions of its president or on a request by a majority of its members, by the General Assembly, or by the Security Council. Since 1994, new rules for the Council have been proposed, including administering the global commons, the sea and outer space, and serving as a forum of minority and indigenous peoples. That's all, and thank you.
Good day, ma'am. My name is Joshua S. Dillon from B Scream 1D. I am the one who report the Secretariat. The Secretary General, the principal administrative officer of the United Nations, is elected for a 5-year renewable term by two-thirds vote of the General Assembly and by the recommendation of the Security Council and the approval of its permanent members. Secretaries General usually have come from small neutral countries. The Secretary General serves as the Chief Administrative Officer of all meetings and carries out any functions that those organs entrust to the Secretariat. He also oversees the preparation of the UN's budget. The Secretary General has important political functions, being charged with bringing before the organization any matter that threatens international peace and security. Both the chief spokesperson for the UN and the UN's most visible and authoritative figure in the world affairs. The Secretary General often serves as a high-level negotiator. Attesting to the importance of the past, two Secretaries General have been awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace. Dag Hammarskjöld in 1961 and Kofi Annan, co-recipient with the UN in 2001. The Secretariat influenced the work of the United Nations to a much greater degree than indicated in the UN Charter. It is responsible for preparing numerous reports, studies, and investigations in addition to the major tasks of translating, interpreting, providing surveys for large numbers of meetings and other work. Under the charter, the staff is to be recruited mainly on the basis of merit, though there has been a conscious effort to recruit individuals from different geographic regions. Some members of the Secretariat are engaged on permanent contracts, but others serve on temporary assignment from their national governments. In both cases, they must take an oath of loyalty to the United Nations and are not permitted to receive instruction from member governments. The influence of the Secretariat can be attributed to the fact that the some 9,000 people on its staff are permanent experts and international civil servants rather than political appointees of member states. The Secretariat is based on New York, Geneva, Vienna, Nairobi, and other locales. It has been criticized frequently for poor administrative practices, though it has made persistent effort to increase the efficiency of its operation as well as for a lack of neutrality. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Another principal organ of the United Nations is the Security Council. The Security Council was created in 1945 in the United Nations Charter. The Security Council resolutions are binding on all countries in the UN. The Security Council has primary responsibility under the UN Charter for the maintenance of international peace and security. Unlike the General Assembly, the Security Council does not hold regular meetings. It can be convened at any time whenever international peace is threatened. In fact, it meets almost every day. The Council has 15 members, 5 permanent and 10 non-permanent members. The permanent members are the China, France, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. The other 10 rotating members are elected on the General Assembly on the basis of geographical representation for 2-year terms. Each member has 1 vote. To pass a resolution in the Security Council, 9 out of these 15 members of the Council must vote yes. But if any of the 5 permanent members votes no, often referred to as a veto, the resolution does not pass. Under the Charter, all member states are obligated to comply with Council decisions. The Security Council takes the lead in determining the existence of a threat to the peace or act of aggression. It calls upon the parties to a dispute to settle it by peaceful means and recommends methods of adjustment or terms of settlement. In some cases, the Security Council can resort to imposing sanctions or even authorize the use of force to maintain or restore international peace and security. The Security Council has a presidency which rotates and changes every month. So here's the functions and powers of the Security Council under the United Nations Charter. First is to maintain international peace and security in accordance with the principles and purposes of the United Nations. Second is to investigate any dispute or situation which might lead to international friction. Third is to recommend methods of adjusting such as disputes or the terms of settlement. Fourth is to formulate plans for the establishment of a system to regulate armaments. Another one is to determine the existence of a threat to the peace or act of aggression and to recommend what action should be taken. To call on members to apply economic sanctions and other measures not involving the use of force to prevent or stop aggression. Another is to take military action against an aggressor, to recommend the admission of new members, to exercise the trusteeship functions of the United Nations in the strategic areas. Another one is to recommend the General Assembly the appointment of the Secretary General and, together with the Assembly, to elect the judges of the International Court of Justice.
Hello, good morning everyone. So first I will introduce myself on the topic I chose. Okay, first my name is Jimar Pasturity from B Scream Section 1D. Okay, the topic I have chosen is all about General Assembly. As we all know that General Assembly is one of the organs of United Nations. Okay, so I start. What is General Assembly? Okay, General Assembly is one of the 6 principal organs of United Nations, UN, serving as the main deliberate policy making and representative organ of UN. Okay, when we say policy making, it is a process of promulgating policies, especially in politics. Okay, so as a continuation, the function of General Assembly is the General Assembly is empowered to make recommendations to states on international issues within its competencies. Okay, it is stated that empowered to make recommendations, okay, such as an issues, um, not not only for the UN but international issues within its competencies. Okay, it has also initiated actions such as political, economic, humanitarian, social, legal, which have benefited the lives of millions of people throughout the world. So when we say the economic, it is embodies a welfare of people, humanitarian, benefited lives of millions of people. When we say millions of people, not only the UN but in the whole world. So it gives authorization in the assembly to discuss any questions or any matters within the scope of the present charter. Okay, to give authorization assembly to give to analyze the questions of people in the UN. Okay. The second is the power of General Assembly. The General Assembly is to discuss, debate, and make recommendations on subjects pertaining to international peace and security, including the development, disarmful human rights, international law, and peaceful of disputes. The power of General Assembly is to discuss about what are the certain problems inside the UN, to debate what are the both opinions of both sides, so make recommendations as well. Make recommendation is to give emphasize and to give possible solutions in order to have peace pertaining and security, okay, including development. So as stated, development, human rights, our rights, that something like that, international law. This international law is for international, not only for the UN, so as what I have stated. And the peaceful arbitration of disputes. Okay, when we say peaceful arbitration of dispute, it is an arguments or presentations of both sides regarding a problem, raising a proposition about their sides to have a solutions pertaining a particular problem, raising their lawyer or something like that. The General Assembly, that is a General Assembly, their function power and purposes. Thank you.
Hey ma'am, I'm Arvinjan Calasio. I'm the one who report about the International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice, commonly known as the World Court, is the principal judicial organ of the United Nations. So the court origin predates the Liga of Nations. The idea for the creation of an international court to arbitrate international disputes arose during the International Conference held the Hague in 1899. This institution was subsumed under the Liga of Nations in 1919 as the Permanent Court of International Justice (PCIJ) and adopted its present name with the founding of the UN in 1945. The court decisions are bindings and its broad jurisdiction encompasses all cases with which the parties refer to it and all matters, especially provided for in the Charter of the United Nations or in treaties and convention in force. Most importantly, states may not be parties to a dispute without their consent, so they may accept the compulsory jurisdiction of the court in specified categories of disputes. The court may give advisory opinions at the request of the General Assembly or the Security Council or the request of other organs and specialized agencies authorized by General Assembly. Although the court has successfully arbitrated some cases, the border dispute between and El Salvador in 1992, governments have been reluctant to submit sensitive issues, thereby limiting the court's ability to resolve threats to international peace and security. At times, countries also have refused to acknowledge the jurisdiction or the findings of the court. For example, when Nicaragua sued the United States in the court in 1984 for meaning it harbors, the court found in favor of Nicaragua, but the United States refused to accept the court decision, blocked Nicaragua's appeal to the Security Council, and withdrew from the compulsory or general jurisdiction of the court, which it had accepted since 1946. The 15 judges of the court are elected by General Assembly and the Security Council, voting independently. No two judges may be national of the same state, and the judges are to represent a cross-section of the major legal system of the world. Judges serve 9-year terms and are eligible for re-election. The seat of the World Court is the Hague. That's all.